How we doing, everybody? Oriole fans, thank you very much for joining us tonight for our instant reaction slash MLB draft video. So definitely check us out here. Thank you very much for joining us here for one of our baseball videos here tonight. Like and subscribe to all of our social media content. Tonight we are live on Driving to the Top Productions as well. So definitely thank all of you out there for checking us out. So definitely subscribe to both Driving to the Top Productions. You right there with the beer, right there Saturday night. So you're drinking beer. You right there. Go ahead, subscribe to Ravery Sports Podcast and Driving to the Top Productions. Go ahead and subscribe to that as well. Couple things. Maryland football preview is coming up August 30th, 2026. We're going to preview the Terps on August 30th. The season's going to start. That's the Sunday before the season starts. First game against Hampton. Also to September 6th NFL football preview. We're going to do that the Sunday before the Thursday night game. We're going to go ahead and preview the NFL. Genesis Notary Services in Winchester, Virginia. If you know, you know. So all of you out there in Winchester, Virginia, definitely check out our notary business. Very pleased with the progress of the notary business and everything that's going on as well. So I'm grateful to all of you for checking that out as well. Also to Harris Legal Shield. So we're happy with Harris Legal Shield as well. Definitely too. If you need a will done, if you need notary work done, notary work, that's the legal business. But if you need a will done, if you need those things, I'm telling you, you could save a lot of money with Legal Shield. So definitely too, on our Ravery Sports channel, our Harris Legal Shield video, check that out. There's information on there to go ahead and help with that. All right, let's get down to business. We're going to talk about the game that's going on tonight, obviously. Orioles right now, 5-1 in the 8th inning. Bradish just came out of the game here as well. So the Orioles are leading as well in this game. Despite how we feel as Oriole fans, they're not eliminated yet. Kevin Brown, and I just heard Kevin Brown and Ben McDonald just go ahead and talk about that. I know we don't feel that way because they haven't played that well, but they're still in it. So keep that in mind that the Orioles are still in the thick of things. Let's talk about the draft today. So we've done this video before, and they changed up on me, right? So they had the draft on in the evening, and then they had the Orioles game earlier because it was on a Sunday. So now the first round was today on a Saturday. So we got one more game tomorrow, and the Oriole game is still going on right now. So what happened in the draft today? Eric Booth. Let's talk about the Orioles first. We'll talk about the top 10 as well. And then we'll get to the Oriole game that's going on tonight and a couple of things here. Eric Booth, 7th round pick from the Orioles as well. Booth, I think, look, I can already hear y'all. I can hear it. A lot of you guys wanted the pitcher. I know in the first round. I can almost hear it. Here we go again. I saw the trolling on Twitter and everything like that. Yeah, there it is. First round pick again. Orioles, blah, blah, blah. Took an outfielder. Eric Booth, I would say this. This guy has, let's talk about the player first. Kid with a lot of potential. Eric Booth. Definitely two. There were really 6 really good players in the first round of the draft. And the Orioles were, if they could get one of those 6 players, it was widely thought of that they were going to get it. We'll talk about those other guys also when we talk about the top 10. But there was like 6. Eric Booth was one of the 6. Was a bit of a surprise here. I think the Pirates made a bit of a surprise pick. And so that dropped Pirates and Royals, I think, both made really surprise picks. And that kind of dropped Eric Booth to the 7th spot. I'm not sure the Orioles thought they were going to be there. A lot of talk of Drew Burress being there. But Eric Booth, 7th pick in the draft. Look, if Cedric Mullins is your favorite player, this is what you pretty much got here in potential. Excellent high school player as well. One of the best high school players in the entire country as well. So has a bit of a departure. Haven't taken a lot of college players, haven't taken a lot of high school players early. Mostly been sticking with the high school, mostly been sticking with the college players. Now you take a top 6 high school player as well. Honestly, personally, I wasn't as high on Booth as other people were, just from what I saw. Just me. Simply because I don't really see a lot of thunder in his bat. Some people believe he's still young. He can kind of grow into his power. To me, I kind of see more of a Cedric Mullins type when I see him. He's got great speed. He's going to be great defensively. He's getting hit. He's got tremendous bat speed. That's for sure. I mean, this guy, if you see him swing the bat, he's got excellent bat speed through the zone. So that's just a guy that's very impressive as far as that goes. But Eric Booth, I think this kind of falls in line. This Wednesday on the channel, we're going to go ahead and release the top 10 prospects, the new Oriole top 10 prospects. Good chance you might see Eric Booth there. I have to really look at it. But Booth has tremendous speed. So definitely to highly thought of around baseball. I know everybody wanted the pitcher, including me, but Booth makes sense. I'm not tearing it apart too much that the fact that they don't have – I'm not tearing it apart too much the fact that they went ahead and took a player that was considered top 6 in all of baseball with the 7th pick. It's kind of hard to argue with that when you take a guy. So Booth is going to be probably Delmarva, I would think, to start once he's signed. So they're sure going to start the negotiation. I think he was somewhat committed to Vanderbilt. If you can sign him, and you probably should sign. Usually like when you pick a guy this high, you can sign him. He's going to go to Delmarva as well. So Booth, the 2nd pick in the draft. I'm sorry, 7th pick, 1st pick for the Orioles. I was looking in the 2nd round pick for the Orioles as well. I love the name, Ty Head. Ty Head is the name for the Orioles in the 2nd round. 46 picked overall for the Orioles. So definitely too, had to look at him. This is a little higher than he was in some places. I think 46. To me, he's an outfielder, played center field. I definitely project him to me as a corner infielder when I see him. Big, tall, lean, powerful pull guy as well. Guy who really struggled his first few years, stat-wise for playing for the Wolfpack, but really broke out this year as well. Pulling up the stats now. But definitely if the guy you want to really look at in terms of like makeup is especially like the guy who hit the home run tonight, Kobe Mayo, right? That's kind of what I see. Big, tall guy, like he's 6'3", 205 pounds, lean. The bit of a concern, though, really only one really good year in college. Like the year before, had some injuries, hit about 133, 247 this year, hit about 291 this year, then hit 14 home runs, 48 RBIs. So definitely a guy, I think, with a lot of potential. Definitely a guy, I think, probably again, Delmarva. They may put him in Florida Coast League. We'll see. But I'm thinking a college player, 2nd round, you'll probably put him in Delmarva. So I definitely think that's where you would put a guy of his talent with Delmarva. But I definitely think again, and again, I know you guys wanted the pitcher. So you're about to get one here in a second. But I know you guys wanted the pitcher. But this guy, I mean, again, not a little bit higher, I think, than I would have had him. But this is about right where he went, like mid-2nd round, etc. So that's about right when you go ahead and look at that. 3rd round for the Orioles. Dominic Vogele, I think that's how you say it. I think I'm saying it right. Third round pick, 82nd pick from the Jayhawks of Kansas. All right, so this is not a guy here from what I have seen that's a flamethrower. All right, good pitch mix as well, right-handed guy who really developed over the last few years. So that's kind of what you're getting here. You're not getting automatically okay. You're getting a guy. A lot of those guys were gone as well. Very good in college last year, about 6'2", 290 pounds. When you pick a guy early, they always want a guy that's tall in baseball. You rarely see guys 5'6", 5'8" go very early as well. 6 wins, 97 innings, which is a lot of innings in Kansas this year. So still some work to do. I definitely think this guy's going to be in the rookie league here as well. So we will see about him, how well he does. But I definitely think this is a guy that the Orioles are definitely going to go ahead and take a look at for them. 4th round pick for the Orioles. I gotta get the name. Kevin Roberts Jr. So this is another outfielder for the Orioles as well. Here's a guy, not as familiar with him, but definitely too, here's another high school guy. So this guy, now we're in the 4th round, and we're going to go with guys here that are definitely, I think, going to go to Delmarva and see if they can help you that way. I definitely think, look, I know the frustration. I'm gonna say it one more time, but I know the frustration a lot of you have with the guys they're taking in the draft, because they spent so much draft capital last few years taking young players in the outfield, and you still have. I think that's the biggest problem on the current squad. So I understand the frustration with that, but this is a baseball draft, and you have to take the best players available. No matter what we've said about Mike Elias, the drafts do make sense. The drafts do make sense. So I understand, a lot of you want the pitching in the flame, but things like that, there really wasn't one in the 1st round like that out after Jackson, Flora, etc. But Orioles took a couple outfielders as well. I think they took an outfielder, I think, with a first base makeup. So I do believe that Eric Booth is going to be a good player. Eric Booth, I think, is going to be a good player. I think definitely too. Whether he becomes Cedric Mullins at any point yet, I don't know. But Eric Booth, I think, is absolutely going to be an outstanding player for you going forward as well. Let's take a look at the rest of the 1st round. What happened today? Still waiting on the Orioles game to be over here. Looks like Wells is in the game here at the end. So this is like we're in the 9th here as well. We'll go over that in a second. Rest of the draft here started early today. Definitely some interesting names here, and the baseball draft always surprises you. It's true of NBA, NFL, whatever, mock drafts never turn out the way, in large part, what the draft actually looks like. But you're seeing now teams doing less of the slotting. Like Hector Kjerstad may have never gotten drafted. You take a guy that you could sign for less money, so you could take that money and sign it later in the draft. You see a lot of that in baseball. You saw it a little bit here, but I think there's less of that than there used to be. The top players, in large part, went early as well. Rock Chalosky, man, so the White Sox have gotten better real quick here. After several years of really being lousy, including last year, they have a good offseason. They get a good Japanese player. Some of the young players kind of develop, are now up in the majors, and you get a Rock Chalosky, who is, to me, was pretty easy that he was the best player in the MLB draft. Best player in the draft. Excellent all the way around. I think he's going to be a terrific shortstop. Eye-catching, throws to first base as good as any shortstop that I've seen like in the draft. So it's very impressive looking at him throwing the ball. Chalosky, I think, was very impressed with him. I think, to me, this was pretty easy. So the White Sox, he's not going to be in the minors long. I don't. They could rush him. I hope they don't do that. But I'm thinking in 20. I don't know about 27 him starting, but 28 for sure. He's going to be. It's not going to take him long. Grady Emerson going to the Rays as well. Some people like Grady Emerson as the number one pick as well. I didn't like him as much, but Grady Emerson is fantastic. I think Emerson. Look, they had the Wander Franco issue there in Tampa. That's a thing that happened, but I do think Grady Emerson coming in is outstanding. Best high school player in the whole draft. So Emerson as well. I don't think he was quite the finished package as Tulaski as well. I think some people like when you have the high school player, you have the higher upside. There are just some baseball people that believe that. But to me, this is a very solid pick for the Rays going ahead and get him. Vaughn Lackey. Somebody corrected me. I kept saying Van. It's Vaughn. Vaughn Lackey from the Minnesota Twins is the third pick. I think if you would have picked him first, I got no problem with it either. This guy, he looks like Frank Thomas. Huge plate presence. Excellent thrower behind the plate defensively. I still think he's kind of too big to forever be behind the plate. Eventually, you're going to have to move him to DH first base as he gets older because he's so big and strong. But I definitely think that's a thing to take a guy like Lackey. I think Lackey's definitely the home runs are going to just come in big numbers for him. I mean, there's no other way as good as he is as well. Jackson Flora, best pitcher in the draft. I think it was pretty easy. Definitely the guy I was hoping would fall for the Orioles. Flora, number 5, UC Santa Barbara. Easy best pitcher in the draft. Uber dominant. Giants get him as well. I think there was some hope for some of these pitchers in the college ranks this year. Flora, I think, was easily the guy to stand out as well. So definitely a good pick for the Giants. David Krell, big surprise from LSU. He didn't fit the graphic. Big surprise from LSU outfielder. Some people thought the Pirates were going to take Drew Burress or take, but they didn't. They took a guy, a little bit more polished guy. I think they feel like his guy, I kept hearing with him, his ceiling isn't as high, but I think he's more of a finished product. So, okay. I think, too, also with the Pirates pitching philosophy, 4 was off the board. They took a guy that can help them more right away. I think that was the thought process here as well. Curiel, bit of a surprise taking him so high, 6 through 10. Yeah. Zion Rose from the Louisville Cardinals. Huge surprise here that they went ahead and took him as well. I can't really understand. Well, this is kind of what we're talking about with sliding as well. Because you take guys at a lower price to have room later. So that has to be what they're doing with Rose as well. Not a guy listed in the top picks of the draft. Sometimes not like a Drew Burress or whatever who was there like this, but you take a guy wrote. It's interesting that they're doing this as well. Team that's really struggling right now, that they would be thinking along the lines of down the line as well. Let's see. Number 7, number 8, Drew Burress for the Las Vegas, and I think they'll beat Las Vegas when he actually gets there as well. Drew Burress was a guy I talked about on the blog. Having the Orioles take a look, him and Van Lackey were very, very, very impressive players for the Ramblin' Wreck this year as well. So Burress makes a lot of sense. I think this was the best college player on the board. I actually like him better than Eric Booth personally. I did. I think Burress is more cleaned up, more of a slam dunk prospect than Booth is as a whole. Definitely, he's going to play center field. I knew it. definitely, I think he's going to play center field as well. I, definitely no problem with his defense. I think his bat is definitely too. I think you could put him anywhere in the outfield. So definitely impressive guy. I think Drew Burris is really impressive there as well. Eric Booth. I'm sorry. So Eric Booth was the pick after that. Let's get the picks right there. Eric Booth was the pick. We already talked about Eric Booth. Before Burris. Number 9, the Braves, A.J. Garcia as well. This is about right for Garcia from the Cavaliers of Virginia. Most consistent, one of the most consistent hitters in college baseball this season. So here's a guy who's definitely to transfer before the year. Braves took him here. This more floor than ceiling. So this is a guy that the Braves really liked as well. Tyler Bell for the Reds. I had the wrong name up there, so I had to put Tyler Bell. Tyler Bell was a real comer in the last few weeks as well. So Bell, there's differing opinions on him. Some people liked Justin LeBron better. They like Trevor Condon better, Jason Lombard better. Tyler Bell, again, is a guy I think is more finished product as well. And I think he's a guy the Rockies will go ahead and be able to use, I think, in more short order because the Rockies are really not very good. All right, there you go. All right. So there you go. So that is the draft, and a lot of picks in the draft here tonight as well. So they did the first couple of rounds, first 4 rounds today. They did go ahead and change up here as well what they did as far as the draft goes. And so Orioles 6-1 victory over the Royals. So Royals are not very good either this season. I mean, despite of the fact that Bobby Witt is probably possibly having an MVP season, they're not very good here either. We will talk about the game here as well. Let's go to this first. So we're here at the All-Star break as well. After tomorrow, we're going to have the MLB All-Star break. Interesting to go ahead and go over that. Definitely too, real quick, little break here tomorrow night on the Bravery Sports Podcast channel. What we're going to do is we're going to have our conversation that we had with Sam Nelson from 609 Sports Talk. Was able to talk with us. We recorded today. That's going to be on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And we're going to talk a bit about Philadelphia baseball and football and everything like that. His channel journey as well as YouTube journey and everything. Very interesting story. I thought I was really fascinated with him as far as perseverance, battling through things as well. Really embodied what I think his area is all about, Philadelphia area and all that. And I really felt that through. So definitely check that out on the channel tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. It's going to be there for us as well. So we're going to be talking to Sam Nelson from 609 Sports Talk as well. I was stolen. Computer acting slow here. So we're going to upload MLB midseason awards. Who has been the best players in the MLB here so far this season as well? We got some new names. Starting to see some guys go back to form as well. Starting to see some guys come around and play like they were playing. Definitely to Shohei Ohtani kind of doing his thing now again as well. So we will go ahead and check this out here. Management appreciates your cooperation. Thank you for your progress. I used to hate that in the Army too when they would say that one team, one fight. You knew something bad was about to happen when they would say that one team, one fight, or thank you, corporations, like thank you for your cooperation in the event. Like, you knew something bad. All right. All right. Something good here. MLB midseason awards. Let's go ahead and talk about who were the best players in MLB here at the midway point. Orioles fans, you just saw one. Bobby Witt. I think I have him at 3. I don't have a problem with Witt, except for the fact his team is terrible. I just always have a harder time, me personally, voting a guy MVP when your team is this bad. So I think some people say that's unfair, especially in baseball. That's kind of unfair. But I just don't. To me, you really need to see more than what I've been seeing if your team is just not good enough here. So that's kind of why I have Witt third. Witt, I think he could be the best all-around player in the game, at least in the American League. Yordan Alvarez has been fantastic. I mean, he almost needs no introduction. Alvarez, again, same. Not as good as well. I mean, look, he's already got 30 home runs. He's hitting over 300 as well. And again, what's the problem? Astros, not that great. Astros, forever the heart of the champion. I kind of think of when I think of the Houston Astros, the old Rudy Tomjanovich saying the heart of a champion. They've been in the championship round so many times. They still have a lot of those old stallions still there, Altuve, Alvarez, etc. But they just not what they used to be as well. So that's kind of why I have them a little bit lower. Astros 46 and 50. Yeah, I can't put you much higher. Ben Rice has been really good. You know, as much as I'm not a Yankee guy, I don't like the Yankees, but I think you got to say, you look at that, and again, you talk about winning. This in years past too, with the Aaron Judge gone, it kind of was Aaron Judge and the rest of those guys. Ben Rice has really stepped up to really be a partner for him, even with Judge out, and the Yankees have still been rolling without him. So I think Rice, I'm gonna give it to him far as the best player here so far. MVP Cy Young, another Yankee, Cam Schmittler. I think I'm saying the name right. Somebody correct me. I think he's been fantastic. I don't think there's any question about it. Here's another situation here. You're talking about the names, Garrett Cole, Rodon, etc. for the Yankees. This is a guy maybe you're not as familiar with. Maybe he's a guy, but his control and everything has been fantastic. Curveball, off-speed stuff. He's been very dominant around the league as well. Schmittler, I definitely think if I'm going to stand out the side today, that's where I'm going to get it. Dylan Cease has really come on. This guy's terrific, man. In terms of that. Things have not went well for the Blue Jays here. One of the things that has went well has been Dylan Cease, one of the league leaders in the American League in strikeouts all season long. He's been terrific as well. I got to put Cade Smith in. Some people, I'm sure, are going to disagree with me, say, well, you can't have a closer. Cade Smith, I've been impressed with for a while as well. ERA, I think, has creeped up somewhat, but the amount of saves that he has, definitely to getting the All-Star for the first time, 28 saves. I definitely think if he gets to something like this pace, 56, 60, I definitely think you got to consider him for the side. Will Venable for the White Sox, I put him as manager of the year in the AL here at the start. Venable, I think, look, the White Sox turnaround has been terrific. I was talking to a White Sox fan at work this week, and they're ecstatic with everything that's turned around there for them as well. They have really become a team that was really, record-breakingly bad to a team that's right in the thick of things. So shout out Will Venable. Kevin Cash, I think I love Kevin Cash. Kevin Cash, I think, is you could argue he's the best manager in all of baseball. He gets the Rays to play on the margins. Everybody in the league wants to be the Rays, and a lot of these owners, because they play well on the margins. Cash has been able to do that for him. Mark Kotsay, I don't know if the A's are going to keep him when they move to Las Vegas. He is going to have a job somewhere with the job that he's done. I think the A's situation is just terrible to what they put him in. Here's the thing: they have a good team. If you had him in a halfway decent situation, they'd have some more wins. And Kate is getting the most out of him. So shout out to Kevin Kate as well there as well. American League Rookie of the Year, our guy Samuel Basallo. I think Basallo's been fantastic. This thing is still in play. He can still win this thing. He had another home run last night. I think he's fantastic. I think this guy definitely could wind up with 25, 30 home runs this season if he's able to stay healthy. I'll take this. Some people are mad he didn't make the All-Star game. I'll take this one all day long if he actually wins Rookie of the Year for the Orioles. Marimaku, some people don't like the Japanese guys becoming Rookie of the Year winners and all that, etc., because they've actually played professionally in a long time. This guy's been terrific for them as well. You look at I think probably not first, only because he's missed some games as well. But Kevin McGoggle I think he's fantastic. Consistent, excellent. Alan Trammell has got to be looking at him and very proud that this guy is roaming the shortstop in Detroit. I think he's been fantastic as well. I think he's number one rookie in the American League. National League MVP. It's not his fault the Mets are bad. I don't think this guy's much of a leader, frankly. I think he kind of the guy he reminds me of. I said this a couple of times is Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson was productive. Reggie Jackson hit a lot of home runs. Reggie Jackson just wasn't a leader. And I think that's kind of what they're lacking still, even with his massive production as well. And he has been massively productive. Soto, I think he's even now in years gotten more selective at the plate than he even used to be. But 294, 21 home runs, 51 RBIs. I definitely think he's fantastic as well. Soto, but again, Mets aren't any good, so that's a thing there that we look at for him. Bryce Harper, right there as well, 96 games, 20 home runs, 57 RBIs. Harper's fantastic, man. Let me tell you something. Maybe there's a little bit of bias for me because I'm such a fan of Bryce Harper as well. 870 OPS, 264, 20. If you don't like baseball, man, you don't like Bryce. I think I keep saying that because he's just fun to watch and phenomenal hitter. And I just think he's everything you want in a player as well. The only problem is he's missing some games, and I think that's why he's second to his teammate Kyle Schwarber. And there's another Swarbs. You gotta love Swarbs, man. Swarbs. It's not just because I like them, but they've been terrific for them. I mean, you look at the Phillies. Where would they be without these two guys? I mean, they've really this year more than any other years past really carried them. 32 home runs for Schwarber, 934 OPS. Stop. I don't even hear jokes anymore about Schwarber. Yeah, but blah, blah, blah. He's a stud. I think he's been fantastic. Best player as well. This is really three to the tape in the National League. Shohei Ohtani, as far as on the mound, I would love to see Shohei Ohtani win the NL Cy Young. That would be the one thing that he hasn't done. At the plate, he's really picked it up. So I think definitely, too, he's back to not the – I mean, for anybody else, 21 home runs, 290 as well. I mean, it's been fantastic. But the pitching stats, for the longest time, his ERA was like less than 1. He's about 179, 8 pitched, 8-2 for the Dodgers. You would think he couldn't be better than Yamamoto. He's been better than Yamamoto. That's unbelievable. Chris Sanchez for the Phillies has been terrific as well. They've had a fall off a little bit from Aaron Nola, who's been a guy for so many years. as well. Sanchez, he's just had blue heat. This guy blows people away, period, as well. So he's been fantastic young pitcher for them, 29 years old, really now just coming into his own, be one of the top guys. But the total smoke show is Mazeroski from the Brewers. 110 mile an hour fastball. What are you kidding me? Yeah, man, this deserving of the side. I mean, you just can't get around them. Can't get around them. I think like him, probably Tim and Mason Miller, the two guys you're most impressed with as far as velocity and everything like that. Just can't get around on them. Brewers are doing great getting these guys. You lose Corbin Burns, Freddie Peralta steps up, and now you get rid of Freddie Peralta and you get a guy like this. Unbelievable stuff for the Brewers. Best rookie, Carson Bench for the Mets as well. Been a bright spot for them. Definitely too. The Mets are, again, we talked about all the injuries, all the issues. They've lost some games, but definitely too, he's been a bright spot for them as well. JJ Weatherholt, some people think he should be rookie of the year. The two top, I'm not arguing too much. I like Sal Stewart. I personally will take the home runs and the RBIs personally, but I'm old school like that. Stewart, I think the average also has come up as well. So definitely impressed with that. Also, too, manager of the year, Walt Weiss for the Braves. Walt Weiss has been around for a long time, so this isn't a guy, he played a long time ago like this on those Bash Brother Oakland teams as well. So he's got the Braves definitely going in the right direction. Marmol, I think, is definitely a story. This looks like the Cardinals we all know. Guys come from nowhere. This is definitely looks like the Cardinals from nowhere. Don Kelly of the Pirates. Some would say it's disappointing, better than they've been. Definitely, too, you talk about expectations compared to what they've done. You definitely like Don Kelly. There you go. All right. One more before we talk about the game tonight, the Royals and the Orioles as well. Let's go ahead, and we talked about who wins the awards. Let's talk about who is in the tiers as well. So let's not do MLB tiers. So we're at the midway point, right? And so what we have in the American League is a lot of these teams that are clumped up pretty close together in terms of, right, like even as bad as the Orioles have been, they're like 3 games out of the wild card. So they've really struggled. So interesting to see who is at the top, who is at the bottom, who is at the middle as well. I always get nervous on these sides because it's a lot to go ahead and process. But let's go ahead and go through it. The tiers. All right. Who are the elite teams in the league? So we split them up into categories of 6 because we got 30 teams and you got 5 different categories. So take that right there. Who are the elite teams in the league right now? Brewers, we just talked about Mazeroski. I think like this is an excellent team that plays on the margins as well. Mazeroski, I think it's fantastic for them. I think they definitely have offense. I think the Brewers, I think this might be one of the better Brewer teams we've ever seen. This is definitely an elite team. The Braves, I think, are fantastic. The Braves bullpen has been really good all season long. I think the starter, Sale, thank God whatever they did to Sale, he's been fantastic for them. The offense hasn't been maybe what they had hoped for some guys, but they definitely have a lot of offense. They're definitely in that division fighting. I think them and the Phillies are just still going to go ahead and fight it out. The Dodgers need no introduction. It's crazy with the Dodgers. I do think offensively they've had some guys not be what we're used to. I think Shohei is kind of coming around now. Freddie Freeman's kind of coming around now. But, Betts hasn't looked great. Tucker, not so great. It hasn't mattered. Pages and Muncy, they have enough offense. The pitching depth is just unbelievable. Shohei, Yamamoto, class guys. So they're right there. They're definitely going to be elite. The Rays have been really good. I think Junior Camarillo is the best young player nobody's talking about. Phenomenal young player as well. And they score runs. This is not a team like we've seen with the Rays before, where okay, they have great pitching and they don't score. They score. They score runs big time. That's definitely the case with the Rays. The Phillies. Phillies are great except for on the margins. They're gonna look. Harper and Schwarber are doing their thing, and they're gonna do their thing, and they've been carrying this offense all season long. So they actually have other good offensive players, as we know. Trey Turner, Rumalato, I'm saying that right. So they have other players capable. We'll see. They have excellent top 2 rotation in baseball. The bullpen, even now in the back end, they have Duran. They just don't do well in the margins. They kind of still do things as well. The Yankees, I'm not worried about at all. Ben Rice has established himself, I think, as the best player right now in the American League. They're going to get Judge back at some point. Their pitching depth also is fantastic. So definitely those are the elite teams. Good. So these teams are in the good category, right? So playoff contenders should be in the mix here. Let's see if that's right. That might be where I missed it. Mariners, Cardinals, Padres, White Sox, Cardinals. Hold on. Everything's moving slow.
Because of my butt. Oh, come on, Dad. It was fun. I thought you don't like Michael.
Moving slow.
Because you're slow.
Management appreciate your cooperation.
Making up the song about court wine.
See if I fix that or not, though.
Is it the internet?
But the top teams there, that's definitely right. Biggest surprise to me of all the elite teams, real quick while I'm pulling this back up here, is definitely I think the Tampa Bay Rays. I think the Rays really are an outstanding team here to start, because I don't think anybody expected, especially in the American League East, that the Rays would do as well as they have done here early. So definitely to the Rays, I think, are one of the better teams in the American League. So there's no question about that. Did I ever fix this? I don't think I ever did.
I'm going to show you how to bake. Oh, it's good. Oh, what's it?
I think I fixed it. Okay. All right. So let's get the graphic back up here. I'm going to remember the team that's not the Cardinals. The Cardinals is just a typo there. But we got the elite teams. All right. Real quick. Mariners, I think, are really good. Mariners, I think, probably should belong in the elite category. Just need to see more consistency from them. Cardinals, I think they're the biggest surprise here in the AL, here in the National League so far. Jordan Walker has come out of nowhere and really been good for them. Also, too, Padres are here. I'm not as sold, but really nobody else is really taking them out. So they're kind of still in it. But they're clearly not what they were. I don't think they're a team that's going to the World Series. I'd be very surprised. However, they could still make the playoffs and still be a good team. White Sox, I think, is a huge turnaround as well. I think all the pieces are there. They could win that division. As crazy as that sounds, as bad. That's how bad the Central has been Cubs, I think, are fantastic as well. I do think they're another team that could be in the elite category. Again, they say they just have something missing when I see them as well. Pete Crow Armstrong is terrific, but it seems like they just don't have that extra thing. Decent teams. Marlins have kind of worked their way into decent category. That's absolutely, to me, a good sign for them that they've kind of worked their way. Nationals are a little better than we thought. I saw that firsthand when they played the Orioles as well. Look, James Wood and CJ Abrams are the real deal. They're really good young players. Their young pitching is really coming around. They possibly could be in the playoffs. Rangers, again, fighting for the playoffs as well. I kind of put them in the same category with the Astros and the Padres. Not really what they were, but they're still possibly good enough to get into the playoffs. Diamondbacks, I think they've had a lot of guys on the shelf, so I think that's possible. I think we're going to see better from the Diamondbacks as well. Padres pick, I don't know, think whatever you want with the Padres, with the Pirates rather. We know they have good starting young pitching as well. Skeens has been not kind of coming back to earth a little bit for them, so we'll see. Do you want to get better, Pirates? That's the thing I always say with the Pirates. Do you actually want to actually get better? Are you actually going to go out and buy something and make your team to get to where you need to be? So that'd be interesting. The Astros kind of are what they are. They still they kind of remind me of the Celtics, like in the later years when they had McHale was past his prime and Parrish was past his. There's still enough there to possibly like make a playoff appearance as well. Either way, maybe I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. They might go in the abyss here as well. Mets, I think, have the talent, as we all know, but they're just been floundering. They've had a ton of injuries. Soto's been fantastic for them, obviously. The A's, their situation has been terrible all season long. I don't know what to say about the A's, that whole deal. Everybody shouts me down, saying it's the same thing. They shouldn't be in a sorry little minor league stadium. You're not helping your team. You're not helping your players with that. Orioles, it's go time for your young players in Baltimore. Gunnar, Henderson, Jackson Holiday, Kobe Mayo, etc. That's why you're back here, because you're not your young guys haven't stepped up, and that's the problem as well. Blue Jays, I think, just have had a ton of injuries despite their talent. They could go on a run in the second half. Red Sox are starting to make a run here as well. They've won like 8 in a row. Their pitching, I think, is good enough. They just got to get any offense, and that's been the problem. But this could come around, and it's starting to come around. Tigers kind of same. All these teams here back here have talent, but they have had a lot of injuries. So that wouldn't shock me if they would go in the other direction in the second half as well. Who's at the caboose here? Reds, Twins, Angels, Giants, Royals, Rockies. Real quick, Reds, yeah. I De La Cruz is there. Sal Stewart. Maybe they're better than this. I don't know. I'm just not as sold on the Reds. The Twins, I've never been a real big guy on the Twins as well. Outside of Buxton, I mean, they don't do anything offensively. The pitching is kind of suspect. The Giants, we know. The Angels, we know they're in full rebuild. They may be selling the team. We'll see about that. Giants have totally fallen apart. Despite money they've spent, and that's just is what it is. Royals, we saw them tonight. Outside of Bobby Witt, their pitching is just not developed. They're young guys, Raggins and all that, etc. is a hope. And the Rockies are just the Rockies. They're just not any good. They should be at least offensively good in that ballpark. That's what's amazing about the Rockies sometimes in their offense. Like, why aren't you at least scoring runs? Like, in the easiest ballpark in the MLB to score runs in. So, there you go. What team? I thought there was one team. I feel like I missed one thing I put. feel like I had the Cardinals twice. I feel like I'm missing a team here as well. We're going to get to the Orioles here in a second. Orioles victorious tonight at Camden Yards, 6-1. Bradish finally got some offense tonight here as well in the game. Standings, Blue Jays, Marty. Guardians was the team I didn't talk about as well. So the Guardians as well. So I had the Cardinals there twice. The Guardians, now that was bugging me. Guardians, it seems like I always forget the Guardians too. The Guardians is the team. I think they are, I think the Guardians are really, really good. I wonder how good if they're going to be great. To me, in this division with the White Sox, they're like neck and neck. To me, they should be winning this division by even more. They have, I think, the best closer, I think, in the American League, Cade Smith, as well. You got Ramirez out. I think that's really hurting him on offense, not having Ramirez there. But I definitely think that the Guardians should be there as well. That was bottom. Guardians, I should have put that. There you go. All right. Let's talk about the game tonight at Camden Yards. Orioles 6-1 over the Kansas City Royals. So when we look at this on the thumbnail, you see Bobby Witt and Gunnar Henderson, and you think about, okay, well, now you got the two best shortstops in the MLB this season, and that's really wasn't the case here as well. Gunnar has really struggled. The Royals have really struggled as well so far this season. So the Orioles tonight go ahead and get the W. They move their record to 45-51 as well. So that's 3 in a row for the Orioles. So that's about as good as they've had. Let's see if they can make it 4 in a row here, winning the last game against the Cubs and now winning the games tonight as well. This has been a problem for the let me get the graphic up. Yes, he's moving slow. 6-1 tonight. Orioles actually go ahead and pull it out for you. Noah Cameron was kind of bad around here. 7 innings, 5 earned runs he gave up. Bobby Witt tonight 0 for 4. Look, they're not going to win games if they're 0 for 4 with Bobby Witt. That's not going to work. You're not going to have a guy. He's their main guy as well. They've had a bit of a weird lineup. Pascantino hasn't had a great year for them. Perez kind of moved down the lineup. Jack Caglione as well was 1 for 4. He's been just a couple of years. We talked about the draft of Caglione. I remember on this podcast talking about Caglione, what a good college player he was, and he's been really good for them. 15 home runs, 35 RBIs. But it wasn't enough. They were only able to score 1 run against Kyle Bradish. Look, we can make the case that Bradish is the best pitcher on the staff. Good for him tonight, finally getting the run. He's had some tough luck. He's had some bad stuff happen, but I think Bradish tonight was, I thought, fantastic. Look, the Royals have had some trouble scoring runs. He took total advantage of that. I thought he was really good. I definitely think like he's definitely got his good stuff. He's got to be more aggressive. That's what's wrong with Bradish at times. Bradish is not aggressive enough of the time. He kind of sometimes just kind of wants to nibble and things like that. He can actually go ahead and go for the jugular, go for the throat, I think, a little bit more often tonight. Offense came from Taylor Ward getting a home run. Taylor Ward was 1 for 3 tonight. Pete Alonso, excuse me, hitting his 21st home run. I guess 21 home runs isn't good enough for the All-Star game. I guess not. I understand it. Kurtz and Rice, we talked about Rice being really good, but I mean, no spot for Alonso. He's showing how good he's been. So glad to see him do that. Kobe Mayo hit a home run tonight. Kobe Mayo, I think, is a Deadpool guy. I mean, they're just massively shifting him. He still has 11 home runs. So, and again, I know more and more I hear from Bill, well, that doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, what? This guy definitely still has something as well. He can't play third base every day. That's why he's going to be relegated to the bench, I think. But it's go time for those guys to go ahead and step up as well. So interesting here. Orioles actually get the win tonight. So definitely not what we expected in the first half, but definitely you have the opportunity here to actually, as far as the standings and everything in the AL, you're still you look at the American League, and I know some of y'all don't want. You're in the division with the Yankees and the Rays, the two best teams in the American League so far. But if you look at the rest of it, Red Sox, even with their surge, I think you're tied with the Red Sox. You're one game right behind the Blue Jays. You're about 3 games total out of the wild card. You look at the national. You look at that whole Central. They're the White Sox are like 4 games above 500. The Rangers are 2 games above 500. A lot of the West with a losing record. So this thing is still up for grabs. So as dejected as we are as Orioles fans, this thing is not over yet. You could still come away and win this division if you go ahead and if you could go ahead and do some things here at the end. Real quick, do want to mention MLB trade deadline is coming up. You're going to be buyers. What are you buying with? Interesting. Are you ready to give up Wee Malloy, Nate George, Joseph Sirwa? A lot of these guys, that's going to be interesting. Minor league system isn't as robust. And so are you willing to go ahead and grab some of these guys here at the end when your minor league system is to go ahead and go for it this year? You haven't looked great. Do you still believe you can still win a World Series? So if they would win here tomorrow and then they can get to games to the All-Star break, that's 4 in a row. So it'll be interesting to see what happens the rest of the year. Thank you very much. So thank you for our /MLB Draft instant reaction stream. Sorry about some technical issue, but we appreciate all of you, 21 of you, all of you here, 21 of you in here that are watching on Driving to the Top and on a Raver Sports podcast. Hit the like button for both Driving to the Top Productions, all of our platforms that you see. So definitely check us out. Thank you very much for joining us. One other thing, 4th of July, I'm actually going to take a rare couple of days here. So I'm actually going to take 2 or 3 days here. So the podcast will be on Thursday this week, not on Wednesday night. So I will be actually gone. You may not see even as much post. You might see I'll be doing some work, maybe, but not as much posting here in the next couple of days here as well. Thank you very much, all of you, for following us and watching us. You have a great day.